The following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
We are back. Lenny Randle's Hot Corner on the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network. I'm Ralph Tyko, and Lenny is here with a guest. How are you, Lenny? And welcome, please, your guest.
Bella. I'm back in America, and I'm with Allan Dykstra, not Lenny Dykstra, folks. They get us mixed up sometimes. And he's not related to the Dykstras today. Maybe tomorrow he might be, but not today. And he's a coach.
You have a daughter, you might stay away.
Don't go there. We got to keep it clean, Ralph. We got to keep it clean.
My loyalty is to Peter Golenbach, and so is yours, as a matter of fact. So let's keep it clean.
We'll try to get Allan in the book, too. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
How are you going to get me in the book, though? That's the question.
Well, this show is going to be part of the book tour. When we do the book tour from city to city, you'll be on the entourage, and we'll be doing call-ins and video. We'll be able to actually Skype you so you can be seen at bars and neighbors.
I'm complimented by that, Lenny, and that's going to be a good time for sure.
Allan's an interesting cat. Go ahead.
Let me say hello to your guest, Allan Dykstra. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, nice to meet you, too. Ran into some interesting company today, so we're having some good conversations, and, didn't really plan on being on the phone.
Let me tell you something. I'm a Met fanatic, and I'm embarrassed to say that your name got by me. When did you play for the Mets?
The Mets? I was in AAA. 2011, I got traded to Binghamton. Actually, I traded for Eddie Coons, who some people weren't the biggest fan of. But so I got traded over there from the Padres, and I played there 3 years in Binghamton and 1 year in AAA in Vegas. And then I actually signed a free agent contract with Tampa Bay after that. So I was there 2011, 2014 in the minors.
What's interesting, Ralph, is he had Wally Backman.
Did you come up at all, Allan?
I did not. No, I did, and I really liked the organization as well. I did play well for 4 years with the Mets, and then when I signed with Tampa Bay, I got a cup of coffee in that April of 2015. So I did make it into the big leagues.
Oh, you did.
What's interesting, he had met Coach Wally Backman, Mr. Character and Personality in baseball.
Oh, Wally was in
the 51s in Las Vegas.
Terrific second baseman on a championship team in '86, and because he played with a bunch of, shall we say, superstars.
Put it nicely, Gal. Let's say characters.
I did.
You want to throw him under the bus? Do it on your time.
Wally was a bit of a character too. No question.
Yeah, the whole team: Strawberry, Kevin Mitchell, and Dykstra, and Keith Hernandez. I could keep going. Ron Darling. They were all weirdos.
And Hojo was on that.
Hojo, yeah.
And you're talking. What experience? In your mind, the late Gary Carter, I'll ask both you guys. Yeah. What comes to mind when you think of him? Do you think Montreal or do you think the Mets?
Go ahead. You go first, Allan, because I got a story.
I mean, I always knew him growing up with the Mets. I mean, I was born in '87, so obviously it was pretty recently that they just won the World Series, which kind of aged myself. But yeah, I mean,
you'll have plenty of time to age yourself, Allan, over the years. Lenny and I can tell you that.
I got put on the Mets. It really went wild with, like Lenny's your dad. You're playing with your dad's best friend.
Right.
It finally got to the point where I was like, "Yep, you guys are right. Like, he's just doing great. Like,
go with it.
His car washes are just doing great right now. So I just go with it after asked about 5 million times. So." Especially in that situation, it was. I think my teammates at Wally were getting asked more than I was, but yeah, back to Gary Carter. I mean, I think that I remember him more as a Met than anything. So, to answer your question,
and I'm going to go into.
You have a story.
I got too many, but I'm going to start with Fullerton because we grew up together, and then he was trying to ask me about my sister a couple of days in Chicago. I was playing, I was hitting. And he's going, how's your sister? And I'm going, why are you asking me about my sister right now, dude? You trying to get my mind off the game? I go, can you shut the frick up? And he goes, oh, you're a little testy. You're getting a little testy. So I said, dude, first pitch, I'm still in second base. So I hit his shin guards with my bat. I purposely pissed him off. I was trying to get him in the cojones, but I missed. I got him on the shin guard. So I go, umpire goes, okay, break it up, let's go. If you want to play, it goes, who's calling the game, you or Gary? Who's calling the game, you or Gary? Because he had so much clout that the umpires were in his back pocket. He goes, that's a ball outside. It's a cunt hair outside. It's a little too far. Can't swing the bat. He was motor mouth. He just kept talking every pitch. That was kind of his MO. So I get on. I bunt it just to piss him off. I bunt it at third. I got on second. I went first pitch. Me and you, bro. I'm looking at him. Look, you and me, first pitch. I'm throwing up a one sign going, it's first pitch. So I come out of the freaking box. He called the pitch out. I didn't go. I turned around and went back. He goes, you son of a bitch. He's mad at me because he threw down a second and I didn't go. So I go, next pitch. Next pitch. And he goes, I'm going, don't call the pitch out. Just mano y mano. You know, let's go. And Steve Rogers is the pitcher's going, what the fuck's going on? He's looking around going, are they friends? I go, this goes back to high school and college. Yeah, this goes way back. Okay.
Off the field.
Off the field. And then, so I steal the base and I get there and I go, third next. So hitter's Buckner. Buckner's going, okay, can I hit now?
Everybody else is watching the show.
Yeah, but we had a lot of fun together. There's no hate there. We enjoyed playing. We just had a good time being competitive.
You were equally competitive.
I'm going to send you that picture. I got pictures of that together. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say you're equally competitive, so it isn't a one-sided thing that can affect.
It was a fun competitive. It wasn't like I want to shoot you competitive. There's a difference when the guy will low bridge you in basketball or take your head off as a pitcher. I'm sure Allan's been thrown at 5'6". Allan's 6'5", 230 or something. Yeah. I'm sure he's been thrown at 20 times or more. And Ralph, he never bunted. The guy refused to bunt. Now guess why? He bunted one time, got hit in the face in the jaw or somewhere, and said, forget it, do the shift, I'm going deep. Okay, this is nice before the bat.
You trying to bunt, Allan?
Yeah, bunting wasn't really my specialty, let's put it that way. But once they started shifting, they actually, they wanted me to start pushing the ball harder to third. You can't just nub it because the pitcher will throw you out, especially when you are very slow, like very slow. And so
I have to ask you this. When you got called up, who told you when you were going to get that cup of coffee with Tampa? Who told you were coming up? And do you remember the moment? And then who did you call right after that? Who did you?
Well, I was on. It was I think James Lenny got hurt the first day of the season in 2015, and I was in AAA. The AAA season hadn't even started. Jared Sandberg, nephew of Ryan Sandberg, actually was my manager, and he called me in before we were leaving on a bus trip, and I didn't know what the heck the conversation was going to be about. The season hadn't even started yet. I was like, "Damn, I haven't even done anything wrong yet. What's going on?" And he's like, "No, you didn't do anything wrong. Like, you're going up." And I was like, at that point, I had played for 9 years. At 2008, I had drafted, and you play your whole career for that. It was definitely a special moment. I called my wife because I had just got married that February, so I had a lot of things going on that year. It was pretty eventful, and then obviously my parents after that. But that was definitely a special moment that you worked your whole life for, and it kind of happened a little bit unexpectedly. Like normally you're like, you're playing well or, what's going on. And, we had just got, done practicing. We're about to go to our first bus trip in AAA. And, it was a little bit unexpected, which made it, that much more surprising.
That is a cool story. And I hear the passion in your voice when you said you played 9 years in the minors.
Yeah, no, it was definitely, I was a first round pick in 2008 and, just kind of some of the expectations going into it. I was with the Padres and, I definitely took the long road. I hit a lot of bumps on the way, hit every level. I played internationally a couple years, like winter ball. So, I've definitely taken the tour of minor league stadiums, but it's all for that moment.
Allan,
and,
where do you reside now? Where do you reside now?
In Temecula, by Temecula in California, like Southern California.
Are you from there or?
Yeah, I grew up in northern San Diego area, so actually it's right by the high A affiliate of the Padres, Lake Elsinore Storm is where I live now. It's probably about an hour from where I grew up.
I know that area. I used to be the Tops rep back in the day. And,
okay.
In the California.
You were the guy sending me $2 checks for the cards.
It was $5. Yours
$5.
was only
$5.
Yours was only $2, Allan. But everybody else got $5. And
man. I'm joking.
With the Padres back in the day, chances are I got you for that $5 Tops check.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You look at it. My name. Did you save it? Just out of curiosity.
The check? No, I don't know where that is. It probably got deposited. At that point, $5 is
right.
All right. A couple Thursday beverages.
Years later, they can come after me. In any event, Allan, that was a great story. Tell me about hitting umpires and being hit. Lenny said you had a story about that.
Yeah, so I played first base my entire career. We were just chatting about. I was actually at the same facility that Lenny's at. We were chatting about some of my younger teams and the umpires and things like that, and we were just chatting about how at first base normally the normal rotation is they'll go from third base to first base to home. So I used to get all the umpires the day before they were the home plate umpire. So I'm obviously over there chatting them up, figuring out where they're going after the game, getting to know them, chatting it up. And when you go play winter ball or whatever, you play with guys that you played against, they mix the teams up, or, the longer you play, you start playing with everybody. And I had pitchers always tell me, man, I don't know what it is about you, but your strike zone is smaller than everybody else's, even though you're 6'5". And when I played, I was 250. How does the person who's 6'5", 250 have the smallest strike zone at the plate? And I said, I think it's just I kiss butt to all the umpires at first the day before. And and it's funny because you walk in there and, they're all, hey, Allan, how was your night last night? You walk in there and they're actually having a conversation with you, and you see them walk in, what's up? And, you actually become good friends with some of the umpires that are actually cordial and that will speak to you without taking it personal. I don't know. I can't say for a fact that affected my strike zone, but I kind of have some other outside references that, that I don't know how the biggest person on the field has the smallest strike zone. I said, this is my idea. This is what I think.
If you're nice to people, they will cut you some slack.
I think it's more. Sorry.
He has that Dave Kingman strike zone / Rizzo / Mark McGuire. Okay?
Yeah. You're nice over there, and you're a good guy, and sometimes it pays off. I think it pays dividends the other way too. If you're a jerk to them and you're always complaining, those are the guys that are just going to get punched out. And you see, I think I saw a compilation of bad umpire calls they put on, all these guys on Twitter and stuff always putting these videos, and I can't remember the exact. I think it was Yasiel Escobar, and he was on 12 of them out of the 15. I was like, dude, he must just not get along with the umpires. He's just getting punched, tickets punched all day, on balls in the dirt, so it's almost personal at that point. How is it the same guys just getting bad call after bad call? And it's, I think it can work both ways. So if you're nice to them, it's still human nature. It's not a robot. So, if there's a questionable call, you would like that call to go on your side. So,
well, either he should be banned from. Escobar should have been either banned from Twitter, or the umpire should not be allowed to read Twitter.
Right. Either or.
Either or.
Lenny, who is your least favorite umpire in your career?
I didn't have No, I was just telling Allan, I said, look, I would go up there and go, look, I know you missed that pitch. It's okay. I don't want Billy to come out of the dugout, so you better call a better game. It's not me. I don't care. I'm a hack. I'm from Compton. I don't trust umpires. But Billy will come out and shoot you. And I go, Joe Torre, you're already dead. When Joe Torre was on that, I said, Joe, it's very sensitive today. If I were you, I'd leave him alone. I'm hacking. I'm just letting you know, I'm hacking. So, but you missed that one. And I'm not telling Joe.
Yeah, I think if you divert it, if your conversations you divert it, or you like ask questions like, hey, like where did you have that, instead of just saying you suck.
Yeah.
Like if you just come right at him with like guns blaring, like it's not going to have a good response. But yeah, I mean, I had Wally, who I'm sure if you look on YouTube, Wally Backman, you've seen some injection videos that are pretty comical, and you know I've seen some good ones. I've seen him slide into second base, which is probably not on YouTube, and stretch at first. You know, but he's definitely a player's manager, and you know, and all the umpires know that too. You know, like they're like, yeah, exactly. I never said, hey, watch out, Wally's on one today, but Wally was always on one. So they knew there was no day off to be messing around. But
Wally was sensitive. You know, he's a little sensitive,
a little short man syndrome, a little bit. Hope he's listening to that because he'll call me and be all pissed off. So.
Well, as a Met fan, I think one of the worst decisions they made in the last 5 years was parting ways with Wally. He was a terrific minor league manager. He had an intensity that belies old school in every way.
Yeah.
And
no, for sure. And Wally, and I tell people all the time, he was the best players manager that I had. You know, no matter what, he stuck up for his players. He looked out for them, made sure that, you know, they were getting taken care of in terms of health and on the field, because he was a player, and you know, not that most managers aren't players, but he kind of took it into his own hands, and you know that he was there every day, and some of the people that make decisions above it weren't there. So, you know, I think that's why he kind of got run out, because he wasn't super compliant. But you know, in terms of the player manager relationship, like I can't really name someone better I had in my career, and I had him for 2 years. So I had him in Binghamton and then in Vegas as well.
Wow, that's high praise. 9 years in the minors, played in a bunch of Latin, you know, winter leagues and what have you, and the best of all the managers you played for. That says something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, you know, I don't know. I know he was coaching in Mexico this past year, but I mean, he definitely is one of those guys that is going to be involved in baseball for a long time still. So, you know,
no question, he's young enough, and there are enough teams that really could use him. Hey, there are enough teams that could use Lenny as a manager, for crying out loud. Lenny and I have talked about that. That would be nice. Allan, you have stories. Where do you plan a book?
Did I write a book?
No, do you plan to write a book?
I haven't got that far yet.
I'm gonna have Peter ask him some questions to Goldenback when I get a chance. Today I'll call in and try to get his story.
I was thinking more like a Showtime series, Minor League Life. It would have to be on Showtime though, because you can't. You have
to be PG or X or cable only.
No way.
The minor league road.
Well, I'm starting to get the feel of the actual baseball person coming out in Lenny Randle by today's. You slipped out and showed yourself, Lenny. It was nice.
That's all right. I have multiple personalities, so you never know which one you're going to get. Remember, I'm Forrest Gump and Bubba.
All right. This has been so terrific. I want you to end. Joe Torre, when I was a kid growing up, Joe Torre gets called up, like 19 or 20, gets called up to take Del Crandall's place, the Milwaukee Braves. Imagine a kid from Brooklyn where they don't play that much baseball generally because the weather precludes it. But
you got to remember something, Ralph. The Brooklyn bums, as they call, not me, by the rest of America, they had a tough skin. They had thick skin. They were insulted. Yogi Berra was insulted every day out of the house. Joe Picatano, Willie Mays, the bums of New York, Jackie Rock, they got used to being called names. And after a while, it doesn't bother you. Yeah, you're right. They just go, yeah, I suck. It's okay.
Well, I'd like to get a story of Joe's confrontation with a manager when he felt crossed.
Joe Torre, have you ever seen him? Remember the clown Bozo? And the hair would go big and it turned orange and red and the nose would get enlarged and, you know, it looked like a bull. There was a before and an after Joe at every umpire confrontation. Joe was steaming red. He looked like a tomato was on his nose. It was so big. He was so red and pissed off, and he goes, guys, I'm still holding it in. I'm still holding it in. We go, somebody better grab him. Because Brooklyn people are kind of pissed off. It's a little frustrated. I don't know what it is. It's the water.
Right. Well, yeah, it's like with the pizza and the water. It's the same thing with Brooklyn people being pissed off. Maybe they've seen too much of everything. Too clearly. You cannot help but being pissed off if you see things clearly. And New Yorkers are not just Brooklyn, all New Yorkers are famous for seeing things clearly.
I'm going to ask Lee Mazzelli, Ed Kranepool, and I think one more guy I think I should ask from Brooklyn. How about Pignatano? Is that good enough for you? Or Lasorda claims it.
I'd be delighted. Pignatano hit me a ground ball on the day that Throneberry missed both bases. So we can talk about that. And Lou Brock hit one into the bleachers as a Cub. He weighed 145 pounds, and he hit one into the center field bleachers in 1962 in June. And
Ralph, I got to share something with you. Allan was still in the womb. He doesn't even know who you're talking about. He's looking like, who the frick is Lou Brock? I know who it is. No, I'm just messing.
2 out of 3.
I don't know who that is. You don't know who the hell I am holding the phone with him, but he said now he knows Lou Brock. Okay.
Next time, Allan, you laugh at an old guy just because he's old, you could remember all the knowledge we old people have, and we're not to be laughed at. To be learned.
Hey, I'm starting to feel it, even though I'm not old, when little kids look up to me, because I run youth programs right now, and I have a nonprofit and youth teams, and it's crazy how much like knowledge can be passed down to them, and I'm not even knowledgeable compared to some older people. I mean, really. So it really opens your eyes from when you flip sides between being like a player and then a coach and then an adult, like. It's just you really start and that's part of it. It's part of being
welcome to it, Allan, and let's hope it continues.
I'm trying. Thank you. I'm new. I got
He's transitioning.
Aren't we all? Welcome to the days of being day to day. We're all day to day.
Okay, we're having a Christmas party, Ralph, and I got to wrap it up with the 101 kids that we met yesterday. So.
Okay, Allan, it was terrific talking to you. Just give me where you can be reached. Tell everybody a website or where they can reach your nonprofit.
Yeah, absolutely. So my teams are Dykstra Baseball, so it's DykstraBaseball.com, and actually my nonprofit is It's Bigger Than Sports, so it's IBTSports.com. And
beautiful.
That's really the big overarching thing that I've been starting, which is really linking pro coaches in with recreational leagues and players, and it really biggest part of it is connecting ex-players and to really take away the hustle of helping out kids. So they're not having to pass out flyers door to door. We go to leagues and say, hey, we want super affordable camps and clinics and help with fundraising. And we bring ex-pro players out and, ex-college players, and it's really worked pretty well so far. And,
nice.
That's kind of how I started. When I ended playing, I wanted to stay in the game, but, I didn't want to go door to door knocking and say, hey, does your kid play baseball or, stuff like that. I wanted it to be a little bit more organized and, structured. So that's kind of what we came up with. And we're actually in the process of, taking over a community center with fields, so we're in with the Boys and Girls Club, and it's going really well. And so I'll just repeat it again. It's Bigger Than Sports is the nonprofit, and then my teams are Dykstra Baseball. So anything that I can help you guys with ever and more information, please feel free to reach out.
I'll get all the information. I'll put it on the website and a photo. Yeah, I'll get you all the information. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
I was just going to say keep coming back and we enjoy your company so much.
We'll do another show next Tuesday.
Yeah.
You ready? Tuesday?
Yeah, whenever.
We'll do a show next Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 o'clock Tuesday.
I'm here Tuesday and Wednesdays, Thursdays and Sundays for you, Lenny. Whatever day.
Okay.
Pick a day.
All right. I'm checking with the big guy's schedule because he got to talk to a couple of umpires before he talks to me.
Right.
Get me Tori. Get me Piggy.
Okay. So,
Allan Dykstra. Oh, we got him. Cool.
No. I'm going to stick on this side of the Dykstra because I hear a lot of threats about the other guy. And I don't want to get any off.
The other guy's not
no rebound bullet.
Airwaves. The other guy. That's all. It's just plain and simple. And I loved him when he was nails with the Mets, and I loved that victory. But as a human, he's not coming on these airwaves. It's just the way it is.
That's okay.
All right.
All right. Good day.
But all three of us are happy with that. Adios, guys.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah, absolutely a pleasure.
All right.
My
God
pleasure.
bless. Shalom. Ciao ragazzi. Pale dopo.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Ciao, ciao.